Today, this review is between two hybrid legends. On one side, the futuristic pioneer, the 2017 Acura NSX Coupe, Japan's hybrid supercar icon. And on the other side, the bold new face of American performance, the 2024 C8 Corvette E-Ray Convertible, packing all-wheel drive, hybrid torque, and drop-top drama. Both bring cutting-edge tech, insane performance, and jaw-dropping looks. But which one actually delivers the better real-world experience? Is the older NSX still a force to be reckoned with? Or has the new E-Ray redefined what a hybrid supercar can be? Now strap in, because this is gonna be good. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Brink of Speed. Today I am here with a good friend of mine and his beautiful 17 NSX. Today is a special video. It's something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time and give you guys a real world comparison between a kind of early on hybrid car that came out in 2017 and more of a modern hybrid car now from Chevrolet. So if you're excited about this video, give it a big thumbs up and let's get going. All right, so this is my good friend Clark. He owns the 2017 NSX. And as you know, like I said in the beginning, this is a, kind of not first run of hybrid supercars, because we know that McLaren and Ferrari and Porsche all came out with their hybrid supercars back in like 2010. But for something that's more attainable, this was it. And when it first came out with Acura, I think there was a lot of disappointment with people because of the fact that it took so long to bring out the new NSX. But it's funny because as soon as people started buying them and driving them, their minds changed really quickly. I think some people thought it was going to be underpowered and just not that big of a deal, but it really turned out to be great power, great torque, great handling, and also a really great look as well. And I think it still has a great look, even though it's 7-8 years old. The difference between this 17 NSX and my C8 E-Ray, power-wise, 82 horsepower difference, and I believe it's 119 torque difference. So this is low on torque and horsepower compared to the E-Ray, but it's also about a couple hundred pounds lighter. I think if my figures are correctly, this weighs about 3,800 pounds, and the E-Ray is a little over 4,000. So very heavy cars because of the batteries and the extra motors. Now this hybrid technology is quite a bit different than the hybrid technology that's in the E-Ray. This actually, I believe, has 3 motors in it.
It does, yeah.
And the E-Ray only has 1. This one is gonna work more like a normal hybrid, even though it's not plug-in, correct?
No, it's not.
Right. So, but it's still a lot more like the Toyota hybrids where you're going to get maybe a little bit better gas mileage out of this car. It wasn't solely just for performance like it was in the E-Ray. And then, of course, this has a twin turbo V6 and that has the naturally aspirated V8. So those are the main key differences between these cars. I do know he has a really awesome aftermarket exhaust on this car. But we're not really going to drive this car today. What we're going to do is we're going to let Clark drive the E-Ray, because you guys know I've driven the NSX, done a full video review on it. I love the car. But what we want you guys to hear today is from Clark a few things. But number one, after he drives my E-Ray, what his impressions are compared to the NSX. So the first question that I have for you today, Clark, is what made you go for an NSX back in 2018 over all the other supercar manufacturers like Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren, and Lamborghini?
Well, it has the Honda Acura name behind it.
Sure.
Right, for reliability, right? So if I was to bring this in for any maintenance or any fixes or anything like that, it wouldn't cost me an arm and a leg.
Right. Yeah, and that's something that I just found out. Even with Porsche, the oil changes are crazy expensive. And these oil changes, I don't know what yours cost, but on the Corvette, they're like $150 for the full synthetic oil change. But when you're going to something like a Ferrari, Lamborghini, or Porsche, or even McLaren, they're probably $500 to $1,000 just for an oil change.
Yeah, I would believe so. This oil change, last one I did when I brought it into the dealership, it was probably around 240, 260.
240, okay.
It's not too bad.
So yeah, it's not that much more than a Corvette. As far as looks go, did you have any other supercar that you liked better in the looks category, or were you very satisfied with these looks?
Back in 2017, 2018, I was really satisfied with the looks. It was designed by a female.
Okay.
At Acura Honda. So as you can see back there from the back of the car, it's really attractive back there.
Oh yeah.
So that's the first thing that caught my eye.
And I love all the carbon fiber back here on the engine, the cover
Yep.
over the engine.
Yeah,
that's
this car
really,
actually
really
has
cool.
all the carbon fiber bits, the roof, the side skirts, and the wing in the back.
Yeah,
so.
that's true. It does have the side skirts and the roof. Yep. Very, very nice. Now, as far as the drivability of this car, is this something that you would consider to be able to be daily driven?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's one of the, when I first got in and drove it, it was very drivable daily. It's almost like getting to any other Acura Honda.
Sure.
Very smooth, very quiet. In the hybrid mode. So obviously when we get on, it'll sound a lot better. But
Well,
yeah,
especially
very
with your
drivable.
exhaust.
Yeah, I got a GRP exhaust.
Okay.
From Graham Hall Performance. So yeah, once I put that on there, you can hear it whistle.
Now, as far as the power goes, would you consider it very linear, or would you consider it where those turbos kick in, the hybrid motor kicks in, and it really kind
of just like you said, right? When those hybrid motors kick in, when you launch, those kick in automatically and easily, and it kicks in right away, right?
Nice.
Until those turbos spool up and they'll catch up, and it'll carry you all the way through.
Okay. So what do you know about my E-Ray?
I don't know very much about it. You're gonna have to tell me.
Have you ever driven
I have not.
something like that?
No, nothing like that at all.
And have you ever driven another hybrid supercar?
Another hybrid supercar? I don't think so, no.
Okay. See, I really love this line right here with the intake. That's really awesome. Corvette should have done that right there on our intake, but unfortunately they didn't, and you have to buy it. So you've got some suede
Alcantara.
microfiber Alcantara on here. That's really nice.
You got the carbon fiber bits on the wheel and above the wheel.
And this is really cool. This is something that they're doing for the 2026 now on the Corvette. They call it a carbon fiber hood. It's got kind of a squared off steering wheel just like mine with carbon fiber on it. And then it is a 9-speed dual clutch transmission, if I'm correct.
That's right.
So kind of a similar look to like a Ferrari or Lambo in the center console area there. More like a Ferrari though. You're gonna see a massive difference obviously in my car because you've got a big center piece full of buttons. Very nice interior, very nice GT bucket seats. And yeah, I mean, for 17, this thing's 7-8 years old. That interior still looks great.
Thanks.
Well, you ready to have some fun in the
yeah, let's do
Corvette
it.
E-Ray?
See what the differences are for you said one electric motor, right?
One electric
and
motor.
And that's connected to the engine in the back. It's not.
No, it's connected up front.
It's connected up front.
Yeah, so we've got 2 all-wheel drive beasts right here.
Okay. Yep. That's right.
So Clark, what do you think about the interior in this 24 C8?
It's beautiful, very modern. Especially on the driver's side, it kind of surrounds you like you're sitting in a pilot cockpit.
Yeah. That was the whole point of it. They were trying to mimic like an F-22 fighter jet.
Mm-hmm. And when I first started it, I see red.
Yep.
Is that a mode that you started it up in?
That's my mode. So
okay.
This has many modes. It has weather mode, which if you toggle this center mode selector to the left,
okay, I see it.
You'll see weather mode. So see what it does when you put it in weather mode.
Yeah, I see it now, yeah.
Okay. And then the next one over is my mode.
And this is something that it learns you're driving, or
Yep.
something that you set up?
I set up and it learns my driving.
Okay.
And then the next one is sport, or I'm sorry, tour.
Tour, okay.
And this is like the softest suspension. It's a quiet mode. You hear the exhaust quiet down. Next one is sport. It's a little bit louder exhaust.
Yeah, yep, I can hear the
The suspension gets a little tougher or stiffer. And then track mode. And this is the stiffest suspension, the loudest exhaust, the coolest screen. So yeah, those are the different modes. I leave it in my mode though, because I like the plusher suspension with the loud exhaust, medium on the steering, the fast shifting, all of that stuff is programmed in there.
Wow, this is pretty futuristic.
Yeah, it is.
Like I said, I've never been in any other modern cars, but this is kind of impressive for a Chevy. So
Hammer it if you want. Felt like you barely pushed down on the gas.
yeah, barely. There you go. No, first impressions, the suspension's tight. It goes where I point it, so that's always good. And I don't feel like I'm losing any traction while I'm accelerating in these turns, so that's always a good sign. And you said this was all-wheel drive? Oh yeah.
And get on it, floor it.
Beautiful. I like it. That hooked up really quick. You got a little wheel spin there.
Oh yeah, just a little. Yeah, we got to get you a full-fledged launch.
That was a good adrenaline right there. Yes, I am smiling. So.
Well, smile at the camera then.
I'm definitely impressed. So I know you've done a lot of videos on the reliability and things that you noticed or picked out. So what do you think about the reliability since you've had it?
So far it's been good. I had one issue in the very beginning that was a pain in the butt with the front electric motor, but it was something that all the E-Rays were having, and they got it fixed. It happened within 200 miles of me buying this. They got it fixed, and I haven't had an issue since. So, oh, you didn't? You're timid.
I am. In somebody else's car for sure.
It's okay.
So I got 3.
Yeah.
So what do you usually get on it?
Mid 2s.
Mid 2s.
And my fastest is 2.2.
2.2.
Yeah.
0 to 60. Wow.
Yeah. 2.4.
2.4. Yeah, I was timid on mine then for sure.
What's that?
I was timid on mine for sure.
Yeah, you got to really hold that gas pedal down.
That was totally different from when I launched it.
Tell me your thoughts, man. I know a lot of people out there are going to want to know what you think compared to your car as far as the drivability, the power, the handling, all that stuff.
All right, so let's start with the drivability. I think you can do this as a daily.
Sure.
For sure, especially when you have it, when you can create it in your mode, per se. So you can make it as soft, as stiff as you want, as responsive as you want. What was the horsepower?
655 horsepower, 595 foot-pounds of torque.
595 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, that has definitely enough torque, and especially to carry this weight around. I don't feel the weight when I'm driving it.
See, that's what I was curious about.
Right, yeah. When I'm driving it, I'm shifting through it, and I'm powering through these turns. I don't feel the weight.
Sure.
I feel actually really, really safe because it's all-wheel drive, and I feel planted. And for the power you said, yeah, when we're doing launch control off the line, right, more than enough. I did it in 3 seconds. I don't think I could ever get my car in 3 seconds. But I saw you do it at a 2.4, right? So yeah, 2.4 and for 60 seconds. That's almost better than close to a hypercar.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I don't know. I'll ask you. So you said how much was this car?
131.
131. Yeah, I think that's getting that type of power, torque, and stability while you're handling the car. I don't think you can beat it for the price.
So did it surprise you? Because you've never really been into vets?
I haven't been into vets, but I know you. So did it surprise me? Because I know you, it really didn't surprise me, right? Because you're always talking about it, how great they are, as you've been through so many iterations of them yourself, right? So it didn't surprise me how it would handle and when I got in here, because you've talked them up, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go give it a try, and like it exceeds what what I've had thoughts on about. So
okay, well, that's fair enough. So Clark, did this make you interested in the Corvette, where one day you could see yourself buying one?
One day, I think so. Yeah, interested. Yeah. Again, I was not interested in before, but yeah, this will definitely interest me.
Cool. That's good to hear coming from a guy that, really is mostly interested in the Acura product, but also more interested in things like Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis and McLarens. Thank you very much for all of your time today. Thanks
you're welcome.
for driving this. I know the fans out there are going to be very interested to hear your take on things and which one you think, not necessarily better, but obviously this one's way more new.
Yes,
so it's going to have some better things about it, but just kind of a better driving experience.
Yeah, better driving experience. I see all the electronics a little bit more modern than what I'm used to.
Right.
So that kind of piques my interest of seeing these, looking at the tactometer, looking at things that it measures. I'm seeing G-force. I'm seeing 0 to 60 times.
Right.
Right. So they're all built into this car. So, and it all measures it for you. So
sure. All right. Well, again, thank you so much. You guys give him a big thumbs up for this. Smash the subscribe button, and we will see you guys out on the road.